7 still couldn't seem to get rid of her blues. 1 and 2 are so important to everyone, and she just wanted to feel important too. Suddenly, she heard laughter and lots of noise coming closer to her in her rock. She wanted to hide, but she was curious to see who or what would arrive. Finally, she saw what the commotion was all about. 3, 5, and 9, also known as the Odd Squad, were so loud everywhere they went. The other numbers avoided them because if you happened to be in their path, you were probably going to have an interesting day. Look at that Odd Squad right there. They look like they're up to no good. And it's true. And so, this is my book, All the Seven Things, and written and illustrated by me, digitized by my niece, Destiny Heron. So, you can get a copy on Amazon, which I will have in the description below if you look for that link. So, yeah, it's a very good book to help teach math skills and life skills all in one. Yeah, I felt very strongly to come on here to do another reading. And I feel like that section of the book, I asked Spirit before I came on, I said, let me turn to a page in the book that relates to the reading. And so the fact that the fact that 7 was at a point in her life where she couldn't seem to get out of her depression, so she followed the Odd Squad, who you could just tell by their look that they're not the greatest beings to be around or the best influence. Doesn't mean they're not, savable. I don't want to say it that way. Almost more like reformable, yeah. But at that point in their lives, they had quite a lot of negative energy. Okay, yes, we are talking about numbers here. So I was shuffling Romance and Love by while I was talking just now. I'm going to be honest, y'all. The energy here is a little bit awkward. I can't tell if it's my energy or the energy of this reading, but maybe it's mine because it's a little bit awkward to talk about myself. So that may also be your energy, that you find it awkward to talk about yourself and your accomplishments. I'm very proud of writing this book and illustrating it and self-publishing and doing all that, but I still struggle to promote it or to put it out there. And so I was just like, you know what? I'm just going to start talking about it on some of my videos. And it gets easier. It gets easier. As the more you talk about it, the more you show it off, the more, it gets easier to talk about it. And so that awkwardness will eventually go away. All right. Baggage. There is baggage to be dealt with here when it comes to if you're trying to be in a romantic relationship with someone, you've got to handle your baggage. You're just going to bring all that baggage into the relationship, and unless that person is a saint, it's just going to be detrimental to the relationship. So if you really care about being with someone and loving them, being in a loving relationship, you're going to want to deal with your baggage so that you don't have to make them deal with it. You won't have to make them choose peace over being with you. I'm just getting like, yes, you might have a great heart. You might, really just want to love the best you can. But because of this baggage, it really hinders the growth of the relationship. So handle your shit. Okay? Yeah, individuality. Yeah. So for someone here, you may be in a relationship where you feel like you might have lost yourself because you just went head first into doing everything you could to please them. You made your partner the priority instead of yourself. You really forgoed yourself in order to please your partner, and that never fares well. It works for a while until you realize, like, oh, wait a second. My partner's just taking and not giving anything to me. And then when I do ask for something, they act like it's a big deal. I see that in relationships all the time, you guys. I'm not saying that is means for breaking up with someone, But if it's a pattern that continues and you continue to set boundaries and start to speak up for yourself, and you stop doing so much for them, and they become pouty and it never gets any better, then changes need to be made. But also communication needs to be had. So just don't lose yourself in trying to please your partner and them getting so used to that when you do stop doing the things that you were doing, if you do, like, I'm just saying, I feel someone's energy here who literally does everything to the detriment of their own sanity and strength and willpower, and just like literally not doing anything for yourself because you're basically their servant instead of a partner. Okay, so yeah, be careful of possessive partners. Maintain your individuality. Okay. All right, so we've got right path and wedding. All right. Right path is just a confirmation that you're on the right path. You're on the right path. So for some of you, you may be getting married, and Spirit's really encouraging you. A lot of people go to counseling before they get married, just to kind of clear the air, make sure that you're not going into this marriage eyes closed. You know what you're getting into, and it's just the last chance to really make sure that you're a good fit. Now, not everybody does that, of course, but a lot of people do. I myself did it, and it was really wonderful because I found two people that were really spiritual like myself, who it was a really cool experience. So that's coming up for a reason, that there may be needed like some pre-wedding ritual ceremony counseling, or just like a jam session I'm getting, or like a coaching session, or just something to like clear the air, to know what you're getting into. And I think that would be so wonderful if we did that as people, before you get invested so much with someone, to like, not saying lay all your stuff out on the table. I'm just saying, if you're at the point of your relationship where you're like, oh my God, I love this person, I really want to spend the rest of my life with them, I love how I feel around them, then understand, and I'm getting to understand, people change. They don't change, but they grow. And when you grow, you start leaving things behind that no longer serve you. So if you're not growing with your partner, then you become the thing that they want to leave behind, because it's no longer serving them. It's no longer good for their soul or their growth in life. So are you the person holding the relationship back, or are you the person trying to grow? I'm getting to ask you that. What else is there here? There was something else. I don't think I was supposed to keep going with that thought. Okay, apology. There's something here about an apology. I noticed the flowers, almost like you buy flowers to give to your partner to apologize for something, which is a very sweet gesture, but it just adds a little bit of icing to the the apology and everything, but it's not what they're going to. I'm getting for someone here that flowers won't make a difference, okay? So it's the apology itself. It's the acknowledgement of what you did wrong, and it's the acknowledgement that you'll do better. If you apologize like, I'm sorry, but blah, 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 that's not really an apology. That's more of, yes, you didn't want to make them feel bad. It's almost like, well, I didn't mean to make you feel bad, so sorry, But there's an apology that's needed, like, you know what? I messed up. I was thinking in a very narrow, closed-minded way. I allowed my trauma to come forward there. That's not fair to you. I'm really sorry. I promise I want to do better, so I'm going to make an effort to do better moving forward. nothing to excuse my behavior. I want to do the healing necessary that I need to do so that I don't keep making these same mistakes, okay? Has to be heartfelt is what I'm feeling. It has to be very genuine for it to actually have the effect that you want. I'm also hearing don't be attached to their response to your apology, because if you apologize just hoping that they will crumble into your arms afterwards, then maybe you shouldn't apologize yet. So there's something here about apologizing and then leaving be. I'm almost getting like that moment in a movie where someone apologizes and it's like the thing that the person needed to hear, and they're just like, okay, finally, yay, we can move forward in life. It may be like that, but it may not be. We've got nurture. Yes. Okay, so there's definitely a relationship here I'm feeling that is kind of in a delicate balance right now. And it needs a little TLC. There's still very much love in this relationship. There's a lot of I don't know if I feel passion necessarily, but I feel love, I feel respect, I feel genuine care, but there's just some things happening that need to be nurtured. Um, there's just some TLC that needs to happen, some refocus on the relationship. Okay, a refocus. All right, we've got together. Yes, so spending time together, exactly. Refocusing on each other. It feels like life has been happening and you've had to deal with that directly, so you haven't had time for each other. And if you notice, when you fall out of balance in your relationship because you focus on other places in your life, an imbalance happens, and then other things in your life start to become imbalanced because then you become imbalanced. So your relationship actually is a priority. And I know a lot of times we start to feel safe in a relationship, like, oh, they're not going anywhere, I've put time and work in, they know I love them, let me focus on this real quick. I'm getting that, no, that's the mistake that we all make, that when you start to feel like you're putting your partner to the back burner so you can deal with something else, there needs to be a shift in the priorities there, because nothing is as important as love and our loved ones. Something can wait. It can wait. Not that it can wait, but you need to make your person a priority again. Okay? Because you would want them to do that for you too. Passion, keeping the passion alive. It's something that you just, when your partner sees you going out of your way to make them a priority, when they know that you're thinking about them outside of, like going to the grocery store and maybe your person or you pick up like, I don't know, like their favorite little candy because you're like, I just felt like you might have had a day and this might make you feel better. Those little things are so, which I'm saying that from a feminine perspective here, but I know it works the other way too. Okay, when you show evidence of thinking and caring for your partner in a loving way, then it really nurtures the relationship. That's how you can nurture it. If you have no interest in doing that for your partner, or the idea of going out of your way for your partner sounds just like bah to you, then you should not be in that relationship. Or if you feel that your partner's doing that to you, then there's a conversation that needs to be had, okay? I don't know. I feel like someone in spirit, I'm just getting like a very marriage counseling kind of vibe here, that someone in their marriage, I don't know. It feels like someone's being stubborn here, expecting something from one side when really there needs to be give and take from both sides. So I definitely feel an imbalance. that can easily be balanced if ego and pride would get out of the way, and fear. A fear of being vulnerable, fear of opening your heart to someone, fear of going the extra mile for someone that you care about, and them rejecting you for it for some reason. That's the fear I'm picking up on someone here, that you're going to go out of your way for someone and them not even appreciate it. That will devastate you. Closure. So it feels like there's closure needed, not necessarily on this relationship. Maybe for some cases, not everybody, but I'm also getting closure on an old situation in the marriage or relationship that just doesn't belong anymore. So it feels like maybe one partner or you possibly keeps bringing the same things back up. And it's like there needs to be closure on this, because that's going to bring the energy of the relationship down. So either you need to really deal with that, whatever this is that keeps coming up. You need to really deal with it, or just completely say, you know what? If this keeps coming back up, we've got an issue here. Okay? Not all connections are meant to be, except closure. Blue is standing out to me, and the yellow. So blue being the throat chakra, yellow being the solar plexus, your personal power, how you stand up for yourself, your standing your ground, your beliefs in yourself and what you're worthy of. So there's something here about focusing on healing those areas, because when you feel confident in who you are and your authenticity, then it's easier to speak how you truly feel, speaking the truth. So I'm feeling for someone, yeah. Woo! I got nausea here. Someone's definitely scared to say something. And so there may be, let's see. Let me get a card before I say that. I never want to cause paranoia in a relationship. I don't think anybody's hiding anything here, but I think that a partner may feel like they're hiding something, that if they would just say it to their person, then they'd be like, oh, okay, you're good, it's fine. But it feels like you've spun it into this horrible, terrible thing, and it's like, if you would just say it, it's okay, it'll be okay. It's not the end of the world. And if they get a little upset, it's okay too. If that ends your relationship, then it wasn't meant to be. Okay, I'm getting to get a different set of cards here, which would be my Rider-Waite Tarot. Rider-Waite. I feel like every time I say Rider-Waite, I'm like, Ride or Die Tarot. It is my Ride or Die. You know, I was so nervous about working with tarot because of all the things I'd heard and all the movies I'd seen and blah, 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 blah. And it's like, oh my God, tarot's just like every other oracle deck out here. It's way older, comes from much, more long old things in here, but it's the energy of the cards. And there's a lot of times I will read a card that's not even its meaning, but that's the energy I'm getting from it. So I don't know how that relates to you and why I'm explaining that to you. Ride or die. They're your ride or die. They're your ride or die. Yeah. So I've got, you won't let something lie. You won't let something rest. Yeah, the closure here. What won't you let rest? All right, I'm just going to do a quick making sure my cards are facing the right way. Okay. Oh no, did I really just turn all those upside down? Oh gosh, they are all mixed up, you guys. So I'm going to pause and turn them right side up. I just feel like that's necessary. All right, so I definitely feel like there's a like a yearly review that is needed for this relationship. Almost like a, hey, can we just sit for a second and talk about things, like, just like it's almost like there are things that are kind of upside down in your relationship, and so that it needs to be addressed, like how I had to pause and I really needed to like turn all these cards, and there were a lot that were upside down. So yeah, it feels like you just need some like nurturing. You need to nurture your relationship. That's what it feels like for sure. So what else can you tell us? All right, Page of Swords. Yeah, there's definitely information that you both need to divulge to each other. Something about the clouds here. Clouds are our thoughts. I don't know. Popcorn. I am noticing the one cloud that's coming out from the mouth there, right there. And you can't see it, but there's like little striations on the cloud. And so it feels like you've been talking about someone behind their back. But not in a negative way, just like, okay, so there's someone here who's might be in a marriage or relationship, and instead of talking to your person about about the problems in the relationship, you're going around talking to everyone else. Let me see what we got. Yeah, Queen of Swords. So there needs to be some boundaries set on who you're telling information to. I almost wanted to say information ship. Who are you telling information about your relationship to? Not all ears need to hear that. In fact, whenever you put your relationship business out into the world, or which means to other people, then you're now bringing in outside energies into your relationship or marriage, which is never good. So I'm getting a very strong, and I kind of wondered this myself. I'm getting a very strong message from Spirit that be choosy about who you, be discerning, be choosy about who you divulge information about your marriage or relationship to. And also, be open to the advice you might receive, okay? And I'm not saying you can't tell anybody, because sometimes you just need to blah to somebody, I get it. I used to be ashamed of wanting to vent. And then I realized, like, no, sometimes it just needs to get out of your body. So that does feel like this, but it feels like you were talking to too many people. And it feels like you're giving them little nuggets here and little nuggets there, but not giving them the whole story. So then they're making assumptions and judgments about your marriage and your partner based on what you're saying. So it's never good. It's never good to go to talk about your person outside of your relationship. You can be choosy, maybe tell one person, or maybe just, be like, listen, I just need to get this out. Or tell your diary, if you really need to get it out but don't trust anybody, tell your diary. Tell your voice recorder on your phone and then make it private, It just, if you need to get it out. Okay. Anything else? Three of... I just smelled something odd, and then my cat was puking. That's very weird energy there. You okay, baby? Okay, so yeah, something needs to be expelled. This negative energy that I feel in your relationship that doesn't need to be there. It just needs a little bit of like some little elbow grease or something. It's just like when you leave something too long without maintaining it, it gets cobwebs, it gets dust, it gets rust. So there needs to be a little bit of cleaning up doing going on. 3 of Cups. All right, I have 3 more cards. 4 of Pentacles, Wheel of Fortune. You have people interested in you, looking at you, wondering about you, and they want you out of themselves. So it may come about that well, let's see what's after this. I thought we were ending here. Okay. Okay. I'm feeling like a side story over here, just a small little side story of just someone maybe getting being flirted with, and jealousy may come out here. But that feels like a side story, not the main story. Okay. I'm getting fall time, pumpkins, abundance. So there's this energy of working with someone. Yeah, it feels like being able to lean on someone. So like what I was saying earlier, being choosy who you talk to, it needs to be someone you trust, a circle of trust here. But I feel earth energy here, Taurus, Capricorn, Virgo. With the 4 of Pentacles. Feels like you're being stingy, or someone in the relationship's being stingy. Or very focused on money. Very focused on money. There could be someone in the relationship that is wanting to party and go out with friends. And that kind of makes you like you want them all to yourself. You're worried that if they go out with their friends and start doing other things without you, that they may find that they want to be with their friends more than they want to be with you. The Wheel of Fortune here. The Wheel of Fortune is here. And it feels to me, which, we have Sword, Cup, and Pentacle energy. And then we've got all these clouds. So that to me is air. So there's something here about the 4 elements: earth, wind, fire, water. Yellow and red. Okay, I'm getting red for the root. All right, what's the message though? The 10 of Swords came out, and I'm trying to find its place in this story. I think I need more, Spirit. I think I need more. There we go. Ace of Wands. Okay. All right, so it feels like someone's definitely very passionate towards you. Very direct. They're gonna be on you. So it feels like someone here, even though you may be in a relationship, feels like someone's coming towards you with a lot of passion, a lot of honesty, a lot of persistence, a lot of directness. I feel like it's gonna throw you off. Like it's gonna be like, whoa, where are you coming from? The 10 of Swords. 10 is a completion. And the fact that it's swords feels significant here. So it feels stabby. Okay, so Oh, that was the energy. I didn't want it to be there, but there's definitely like a backstabbing energy I'm feeling here. Crap. I didn't want I was in denial. I can tell I was in denial. But as soon as I said it, it became very clear. Okay, so it feels like for one relationship, or this could be several, that there is some kind of dishonesty or backstabbiness or deceit in a relationship. They're greedy. They're greedy. We want to know more. We want to know more. The Hanged Man. So this new person coming in that's very direct and honest and like in your face about what they want and about their passion towards you, they're also going to give you a different perspective about the whole thing. You're going to be like, okay, so that's what I'm feeling, is that you're trying so hard to work on this relationship that you're currently in. And now someone comes in who shows you how love should be, or how it could be if you allowed it. Okay, I got throat stuff there. Feels like the energy changed when I was with the love and romance deck. It was like very encouraging of nurturing the relationship, being together, really working on making this relationship anew, rekindling the fire. And now the energy is shifted to a relationship I feel that should it could end because of all the shit happening, this backstabbiness, this with the Queen of Swords. I feel a big influence, a big motherly influence on someone. So it feels like the Queen of Swords is representing like a mother figure who has a huge influence on you or someone, maybe your partner. Um they're trying to get you to go the way that they want you to go. That felt very specific. Okay. We've got 3 of Pentacles, and I'm noticing 33 on the timer. So 3 is, again, well, that related to my earlier reading, so you may want to check that out. But this 3 of Pentacles reversed, my Lemurian crystal really just called to me. 3 of Pentacles. The Pentagon. Pentagon. Five-sided Pentagon. Maybe someone works in government or a government, agency. Why is it reversed? You don't take criticism very well. You do not like people criticizing you. You become defensive. Yeah. That's for someone, not everyone. Okay, you guys. I'm going to stop there because the energy's becoming, it's almost like it was a very clear picture and now it's kind of trailing off. So I feel like it's because there are decisions to be made and there's like energy to be felt out. With the Wheel of Fortune that keeps calling to me, Events are going to happen that show the true colors and the true nature of someone here. Maybe your partner, maybe someone in the vicinity of the relationship, and this is going to allow a new perspective on how you could move forward. But it feels like it dwindles, so there's just, I'm getting like Twilight, how Alice can see the future, but the future is based off decisions being made. So when someone changes their mind, all of a sudden she sees a different future. So that's what this feels like, is that depending on what you choose is how the future might go. So maybe that's, I'm getting for you to focus on what you want to happen. Like, do you want to be single, or do you want to nurture your current relationship? Do you want to focus on other things? You don't have it in you to be in a relationship right now? Like, I feel like those decisions need to be made. Okay? All right. Any other questions? That's what I was this is what I wanted to say. Any other questions? No, we're done. We're done. Okay, guys, I am sending a lot of love to you in this, because I know that anytime a relationship needs work, it can feel unnerving or unsettling or imbalanced. And just know that's how relationships grow. That's how they last a lifetime, is that you work on things together, you grow together, you learn together, you elevate together. So good luck. And yeah, I feel very confident that everything will work out like it's supposed to. So much love and light to you. I'll see you next time. Bye.